everyone, it is Toby here, back for another video, and in today's video we are going to be once again doing some deadlifts, some heavy deadlifts. We're going for our heavy single today, and we're going to be answering the question, what is the right amount of warm-ups that you should be doing before going for a heavy single? So this is something that I have been asking myself over the last couple weeks really, as to whether I'm doing too many warm-ups for my deadlifts, doing too little. Really try and get the best out of my body when I'm going for these heavy singles. So the way I have always warmed up for deadlift is I will start at 70 kilos and then I will jump 20 kilos at the same number of reps as I'm doing for the top sets until I reach the top sets. That's how I've always done it, but now I'm getting into the sort of mid 200s in deadlifts. Going 20 kilo increments all the way from 70 feels like I am doing too many warm-ups. And by that I mean I am sort of gassing myself out before I get to the top sets. I'm not going into the top sets at what I feel to be 100% capacity. I'm feeling a little bit sluggish when we get there, and I think that is because I'm doing too many sets beforehand. And what I will say before we jump into this is having enough warm-up is crucial. So, for example, I am in a freezing cold garage at the minute. It may take me a little bit longer to get warmed up than it would if I was outside the boiling heat. It's one of those things where warming up, where yes, it is about getting your body used to the movement, it is always about being physically warm so your body is not in Snap City and Cold Town. So it is something that I have been asking myself whether I'm doing too many, whether I'm doing too much. So I discussed it with my coach. So if you don't know already, my coach is 11-time World's Strongest Man competitor Lawrence Charlet, Big Logs, one of the best strength coaches, strongman coaches in the space really. So he probably has a pretty good idea of what sort of warm-ups are right. And he agreed that he thought I was doing a bit too many warm-ups for my heavier lifts, and he gave me sort of roughly that I should be doing, I don't know, about 5 or so warm-ups beforehand for the sort of weights I'm doing. So that is what we're going to be trying in today's video. So a video or two ago now, I went for 220 kilos deadlift for a couple of singles. They felt great, they felt amazing, and that was using my old warm-up strategy of jumping 20 kilos from 70. Now, my warm-up strategy has changed a little bit, and we're going to be going from 70 to 100 to 140 to 170, 200, 225 is what we're doing today. So, as you can see, less jumps, bigger jumps, so we're jumping 40 kilos, then 30 kilos, then 30 kilos, then 25 kilos. And yeah, it's going to be a bit different. We're going to see how it goes, and basically what I'm going to find out is whether I feel better or worse than I did last week with this new warm-up pattern for this single. So it's only a 5 kilo difference. 5 kilo, fingers crossed, shouldn't make too much of a difference on the speed of which I'm deadlifting. So we will compare the singles, see how both of them felt, and see if we're getting better with the less warm-ups. It's a pretty simple concept. It's going to be completely anecdotal evidence, but it is something I've been wanting to try for a while, so yeah, we'll give it a go. So previously I'd be warming up with 7 or 8 total sets, depending if you count the top set as your final set or not. So 7 warm-ups, 1 top set is what I did last week. And that'd be even more when I was going for a heavier 1 rep max sort of thing. It'd be 8 or 9 warm-ups. Whereas now it's dropped significantly down to just the 5 or 6, which is the 70 kilo, 100 kilo, 140, 170, 200, and 225. So it's down to 5 warm-up sets, 6 total sets rather than 7 and 8. So we have dropped down by 2 sets, and it'll be interesting to see if I am more energetic, more awake, feeling better for that top set. Yeah, I'm stumbling over my words a bit. I'm excited, I'm hyped, I'm full of caffeine. But I've already somewhat tried this with my squats. So on Monday I went for 190 kilo for a set of 5, and the lesser warm-ups did help there massively, because obviously a set of 5 is going to take it out of you a lot more than a set of 1. So having less sets of 5 warming up really helped me be a lot more energetic and feel a lot better going into those squats. But with this single, it'll be interesting to see how it affects the speed of my pull, how it affects how I feel when I'm actually going into the lift. And even if the pull isn't as quick, maybe it feels better, maybe I feel better going into it, and more importantly, maybe I feel better coming out of it. I don't feel as exhausted, and I don't feel like it's as much of a struggle. So without further ado, here is that deadlift single. So yeah, anecdotally, just how I feel right now, I think it feels a lot better. It felt like a warm-up, which is crazy to think it's the top set. Maybe because I was doing so many warm-ups before that my body's conditioned to think, oh, it's still a warm-up when I'm only doing like the 6th set. But it felt good. It felt really, really easy, actually, which is surprising. It's 10 kg off my PR. It's like nothing. It'd be a real struggle back in the day, but yeah, I'm happy. The warm-ups seem to make a difference. It seems to be easier now I'm doing a little bit less warm-ups, so I'm happy with that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the 220 from last week when I was doing my full suite of warm-ups next to the 225 from this week, try and time the set off at the same time, and see if there's much difference, see if one looks easier than the other. Yeah, just consider that this week's obviously is 5 kg heavier, so if that's into your calculation whatsoever, do remember to consider that. But to me, they felt pretty even, which is good considering this is heavier. So yeah, big thumbs up from me. Here is the video comparison side by side. I mean, looking at that, I dare say that this week's 225 looks easier than last week's 220. So I think we have considered and figured out that the less warm-ups does, in fact, make my deadlift better. I feel a lot better anyway. I've got to do some speed reps now, but I think we can conclude that experiment that about 5 or so warm-ups is a lot better than 8 or 9 what I was doing. So yeah, very happy with that. Glad I answered that question. Hopefully you guys found that useful. Yeah, probably a bit of a shorter video today. I don't know how long it's going to be, but I will do a bit of an outro here in a second. So that concludes our little experiment, seeing whether last week's longer warm-ups felt worse or better than this week's shorter warm-ups, and I think we have safely concluded that the lesser warm-ups are better. So 5 or so warm-ups is better than 8 or 9. And obviously, that was going to be the outcome. My coach, Loz, very experienced man, has said that I was basically doing too many warm-ups and should drop them down a bit, unless obviously I'm feeling crap. So yeah, obviously it's going to be a bit, it's going to feel better, isn't it? Like, he knows what he's talking about. There was this, yeah, we just wanted to compare for the sake of the video. That's all I have to say about that. Sorry I've been stumbling over my words so much once again, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. You guys seem to love the last deadlifting video I put out, so I've made a conscious effort to make more of them, as well as the squat video as well. Log press, not so much, but I think that was maybe because it was under 8 minutes and YouTube didn't push it as much. But yeah, if you guys do want to see some snazzy log press where I hit my PR for 2 singles really easily, go back and watch the last video before this one on the channel. It's a really good one. I'd recommend you go watch. But anyway, that is all I have time for today. I've got to go back and finish the rest of this workout, which includes some speed reps, some rows, all that sort of fun stuff. If you want to see a full, like, half-hour long deadlifting session where I go through every single lift, every single warm-up, every single thing like that, do let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, I will not do it. And if you want to see anything else, please, again, let me know down below. I see every comment. I reply to everyone. I at least heart it. So yeah, if you are going to comment, please do. But that is all I have time for today. If you like the video, please go ahead and leave a like. It helps more than you can imagine. If you've made it this far without even considering hitting subscribe, what is wrong with you? Please go ahead, hit subscribe. I do videos like this one at least once a week, or I try to anyway. I'm getting a lot better at being consistent recently. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a like and comment down below, and I will see you in the next video.